You're alone in the house, you're sure of it, but the back of your neck just told you otherwise. It happens in a fraction of a second. A prickle, a pull, the sudden total certainty that someone, somewhere, is looking at you. You turn around. The room is empty. There is no one there. You feel a little foolish, you let out a breath, and you go back to whatever you were doing. But here's the strange part. Your brain was not glitching. It was doing exactly the job it was built to do. That flash of certainty is one of the oldest pieces of machinery you own. Older than language, older than cities, older than your own name. And the real reason it fired has nothing to do with the empty room behind you. It has to do with a problem your ancestors faced every single day for 2 million years. So sit with that for a second. Why would a brain ever evolve to sense things that aren't there? To understand it, you have to stop thinking like a modern person in a safe room. You have to think like something that is trying very hard not to be eaten. Picture yourself as an early human on an open plain at dusk. The grass beside you rustles. It might be the wind. It might be a lion. You have a heartbeat to decide, and only 2 kinds of mistakes are possible. You can assume it's a lion when it's only the wind. The cost of that mistake is a jolt of fear and a few wasted seconds. Or you can assume it's the wind when it's actually a lion. The cost of that mistake is everything. Your whole life ended in an instant with no second try. These 2 errors are not equal. One wastes a little energy, the other ends your bloodline. And a brain that survives in that world is not a brain that tries to be right as often as possible. It is a brain that tries to never make the deadly mistake, even if that means making the harmless one 1,000 times. Do you see what that builds over millions of years? It builds a mind that would rather scare you for nothing than miss the one thing that could kill you. The cognitive scientist Justin Barrett gave this part of the mind a name. He called it the hypersensitive agency detection device. Let that decode slowly. An agent is anything with its own intentions, a creature, a hunter, a thing that wants something. And your agency detector is the part of you that is wildly, almost comically quick to assume that a sound or a movement was caused by one. When something rustles in the dark, your brain does not calmly weigh the odds. It bets instantly on a someone rather than a something. It would rather invent a watcher than overlook one. This is why you see faces in the shadows. This is why a coat on a door becomes a figure for half a second. This is why a branch tapping a window at 3 a.m. feels personal. Your ancestors who had this trigger-happy radar lived long enough to have children. The calm, rational ones who waited for more information often did not. You are the descendant of the nervous ones, every one of them. But the feeling of being watched is more specific than just sensing a vague presence. It is about eyes, and your relationship with eyes is unlike that of almost any other animal alive. Look closely at a human eye. Around the dark center, you'll see a wide band of bright white. That white is called the sclera, and it is strange. Most other primates have dark sclera that blends in, hiding exactly where their eyes are pointed. You wear yours like a target. The researcher Michael Tomasello studied why and proposed what's called the cooperative eye hypothesis. The idea is that humans became a deeply social species, a species that survived by working together, by following each other's attention, by reading where a friend or a leader was looking. Visible white eyes made your gaze easy to track. A glance could say, "Look there, danger, food, follow me," without a single word. But think about what that gift costs. If your eyes are easy to read, then everyone else's eyes are easy to read too. You became exquisitely, almost supernaturally tuned to the direction of a gaze. A dedicated network deep in your brain does nothing all day but answer one question about every face you pass. Are those eyes pointed at me? You do it constantly, automatically, beneath all awareness. And it is so sensitive that it can fire when the answer is no. Here is where it gets stranger. What happens when the eyes are hard to see? When the figure is far away, or standing in shadow, or hidden in the dark? You might expect your brain to shrug and say it can't tell. It does the opposite. The vision scientist Colin Clifford ran experiments on exactly this. When the direction of someone's gaze is uncertain, when the information is just too murky to be sure, the brain does not pick an answer at random. It leans hard toward a single conclusion. They are looking at you. Your mind carries a built-in assumption, a default setting, that an ambiguous gaze is a gaze aimed in your direction. And again, ask why. Why would evol